What do you mean you're listening?
I'm just getting some eyeglass whites because I have spots.
I do too, but I'm rolling with it. That's like you get a stain on your shirt, you still go to the show. There's an article today saying Michigan has more registered voters than eligible citizens in 53 counties. So, and they're yelling at the Secretary of State of Michigan. Michigan is the most, they're as bad as, they're worse than California, Michigan is, if you ask me. Jocelyn Benson. And they claim that like 53%, 53 of 83 counties have more registered voters than they do residents. So we talk about voter integrity, and what do you think about that?
I think it's, of course, dude, because it's like no matter what, the Republicans come in, they say, hey, we want to clear the voter rolls to only have registered people vote and get notices and things like
terrible,
that.
I don't appreciate that at all. I don't approve.
And then it's like we would like to clear the registration of non-citizens of that county.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
And dead people.
You know why? Okay, who the non-citizens thing? What are the states that are doing non-citizen voter? California? No, it's mostly New York, right?
Nobody can vote yet.
New York, they're trying to.
Yeah.
But the We the People's Act, they can. From the 2022. This is what I want to talk about. Last episode we didn't get to, because any illegal immigrant that receives health care or public service in a monetary way can vote. And that's that. Look at the For the People Act in 21.
Because then they're on.
That's why they did it.
They're on the public.
And now they're opening the borders.
Roll call or whatever.
Now they're opening the borders. That's always been open though, but.
Well, yeah, that's another topic we can maybe get into today if we.
But it's just a joke. And George Soros bought Audacity Media, and that like Diana Loesch, Mark Levin, Guy Benson, Sean Hannity, all these guys are on it. 40 million viewers. The YouTube CEO vows to censor hate speech in 2024. The Microsoft CEO vows to claim to stop misrepresentation on media. It's just such it's just not voter suppression. It's fraud. It's suppression of fact.
Okay, can I jump in?
Yeah, sorry.
Don't be sorry. Those are all valid, super good points, which I didn't know anything about. But the point is that, you have everyone with this hue and cry that always arises after any election. I mean, even Katie Porter.
Human cry? It's not a cat cry?
Hue and cry. H-U-E.
What's hue?
And cry.
Like hum.
No, it's like a cacophony.
A cacophony.
I think.
Cacophony. Yeah, the cacophony is just a bunch of noise.
Yeah, a hue and cry. So, point is that Katie Porter, even in California, when she lost, to Schiff or whatever, and to Garvey, go Garvey, is that
there's some.
Is that she used the term rig in her? I mean, she was just kind of being hyperbole.
It's okay for a Democrat to do that, though.
Right, but the point is that, and Hillary in 2016.
Oh my God.
And then
Stacey
Trump
Abrams,
in 2020.
Come on, she still doesn't admit.
And it just doesn't matter what election happens. Everyone's going to say that it was because of fraud or election integrity, or it was rigged, or da-da-da-da-da. So my point is this. Let's clear the air here.
Yeah.
Let's have voter ID laws, like 46 out of 47 of European countries, like Mexico, like Canada.
And what percentage of the society is okay with it? Like 65% is okay with voter ID.
Yeah, but if we do it in America, it's because we're racist and for some reason.
We're suppressing the African American vote.
Well, I think it's racist to assume that they don't have a license or identification.
It's like, who
are you to say that they're not capable
of having
what's his name?
He went into the Bronx or something in New York, and he's asked people, wait, if somebody thought you couldn't have an ID, and all the brothers are just going, whoever said that's what they're pissed. They get insulted by it.
Yeah.
As well they should.
I think I did saw that when that was a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was, but it was hysterical.
But that would solve all of this, to have identification.
I know, but we're yelling into a brick wall, because I mean our Republicans that we have in office are weak as fuck. time. You got to fight. I mean, you get mad at me because I get heated and I'm, right?
No, I don't get mad at you.
No, but you take umbrage.
I'm not going to get mad. I'm certainly not going to get mad at you right now.
But I mean, it's time to fight. I mean, we've been playing nice. It's okay. They'll be good. But it's just, you see how far that, like right now, where the Republicans right now are in Congress, in political spectrum, they're where left was 10 years ago.
They're
Democrats 10 years ago.
Like JFK would never be elected today. He's way too conservative.
Yeah.
Clinton would never be elected today. And
Right.
I don't mean Hillary. I mean Bill. Whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, what was I going to talk about real quickly?
I don't know, but I usurped a little bit of time there. Sorry.
Was it? Fannie Willis.
Oh, we're going to. Oh yeah, we didn't ever talk about Fahani.
Just real quick in a nutshell, I
Fahani.
wanted to point out that
Fahani
the crux of this argument is not if she had an affair or not, or who paid for what or whatever, because that's a paper trail and a cash trail. You're never going to be able to prove or follow or anything, and so it's not even part of the conversation. What matters is, did she lie on the stand, and did he lie on the stand in the court of law? And it's the same thing that goes back to Bill Clinton.
Do you think they did? Yeah, Bill Clinton got impeached in Congress for it, right?
That's the only reason that he was under investigation by Kenneth Starr was because he lied in a deposition and about his relationship with Monica Lewinsky, and there you have it. And that's why. Not because he had an affair, not because she had a stained blue dress. It was only because he lied after putting his hand on the Bible and promising to tell the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the
federal
truth.
court.
And that's exactly what Willis did when she appeared in court and she lied. That's my
100%.
issue with that. Okay, and so the judge has taken the easy way out.
And yeah, I know.
Okay.
You're right, because that is one. But I mean, the case should have been thrown out to begin with. It was filed wrong, and she. Anyway, we went through that. We went through that in another episode.
We have. Did you want to talk about TikTok because Trump did flip on that? And
no, you have some more. You have some opinion on that. I just know that they're not killing it, right? They're not killing TikTok. They're just they're divesting the foreign adversary ownership.
Well, what they're saying is that if the TikTok isn't sold within a year, then they would ban it.
And that's plenty of time to get a buyer.
In the U.S. Yes, but the
Much
point is
said he'd buy it, and this guy, what's his name, and you're right, Trump is, when he's talking about whatever, what's this guy's name, Jeff Yass.
Yeah, who's a 50% stakeholder in ByteDance or whatever.
And also he does all the GOP super PACs. He funds a lot of Republican conservative
That's right.
candidates.
His stake is worth $33 billion. What happened is that Rand Paul came out, interesting enough, and he said, well, the truth of the matter is that the algorithm lives in the cloud that's operated blah, blah, blah. He used a lot of technical terms, which I didn't understand. And so he's saying that this really, if you're forcing a company to be sold, you're violating the First
Amendment. And then and the Sixth Amendment too, right?
Yeah, so it's Fifth, I think it was.
Fifth Amendment,
actually.
right.
I'm trying to find it. I'm sorry, I don't have it right here in front of me.
That's okay.
But so that's what I kind of found interesting, because Trump's concern, A, is that the guy who's threatening to not donate to Republican causes for this election cycle is threatening
and he camouflaged it by saying Zuckerberg and YouTube are going to be worse.
That's right.
That's what he kind of camouflaged that.
And so it's like
I agree with that.
I know, and I appreciate that coming from you, especially. But
I mean, it looks bad. It has bad optics.
It's
very
bad
optics. I get the First Amendment, and I get that, but then it should be. Because they're not media sites, they're not monitored by the not the SEC. What's the broadcast network? What is it? The
FCC.
The FCC. And same thing, they have that whole thing with Facebook and how they're editing, which they should review again, but they might still be. But the TikTok here is 100% different than TikTok in China. TikTok here is all trying to divide and separate. It's all LGBTQ. You know what the latest Gallup poll is? I was just listening on Ben Shapiro this morning, was that 40% of Gen Zers now identify as LGBTQ, and that is biologically impossible. So it's a social construct, and he feels it has a lot to do with TikTok and, of course, Instagram and Facebook. But if you think about that, that's the whole communist agenda. That's how you separate a society. You take away the unity, and they're taking away the unity, and the CCP controls it. I mean, they control the algorithms because ByteDance is a Chinese corporation, so they have to consult with CCP.
That's right. But I guess my
It's a
point
psyop.
is, then where is Rand Paul coming from saying that the algorithm is in the Oracle cloud?
But who makes the algorithm?
It's not in
the
China.
CCP makes the algorithm.
Wow.
Wow.
The point is that we all knew this was suspect at the very beginning.
I don't have it.
As a society,
Because they monitor your keystrokes.
as a society, we all glom onto this thing and we
search
think,
engine.
oh, what's the harm? And it's like, well, it's like, sure, it seems innocent enough, but the point is, as you mentioned, is that they're using this as a way to drive you the way that you're thinking. I read something where people get most of their information from politically from TikTok.
100%. It used to be Facebook, but now it's TikTok because 150 million users.
It's like people they just can't be,
And that's what they're using, and they are affecting elections, and that's their whole goal. And there was something else. You guys got to read Peter Schweitzer's book called Blood Money, and he goes all about how China is. TikTok is I haven't even read it, but I mean, everybody says I got to read it, and it's on my list to read.
It's on my list.
Because I read so many books.
You do. You, sir, that's what people say about you.
That's what people say.
Okay, well, anyway.
Read that book. Get Blood Money from
I guess
from
enough
Peter
about.
Schweizer.
I know what I said. So circling back, is it with the Trump flip-flop on it, which the reason he used, and I'm glad to see that you're very objective with your opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it looks bad. I get it.
Because it does look bad, because the point is that he came in saying as an outsider, from the political spectrum.
He still said that it's Chinese psyop. He still thinks it's a Chinese surveillance.
But it's okay because
my pockets get full.
So it's like, okay, Trump,
you're kind of the only president that lost net worth in his presidency.
He just kind of exposed himself, though, with the fact that he has to play the game out there. He's being threatened by a Republican donor, and he's caving a little bit and using Zuckerberg and their algorithms, skewed algorithms, as an excuse. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, but and I think and this is just just a wild thought, is that people, like a lot of conservative hosts and stuff, they won't get suppressed on TikTok where they will on Facebook, and they will on Instagram.
That's right.
And they will on YouTube.
Right.
So that maybe that's why Trump did it.
That's the irony. But the point is that, so if TikTok is bought
I know he flip-flopped on that.
What if TikTok is bought by Soros or somebody like that? What's going to happen to the algorithm there? What's going to happen to shadow banning?
Yeah,
what's going to happen to all that stuff?
And then you get into the government's agreeing who can buy it,
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
bad.
It's just this world we have started to traipse through.
I'm saying I'm go with Elon Musk buying it.
Well, sure.
I'm just saying.
Who is it? Well, of course,
we
now
have
that
we have to get symmetrical here.
All right. What else you got on your plate there, bro?
Just a quick. Did you see about the Boeing whistleblower?
Oh boy, I saw that they failed like some crazy test, like 45 out of 90 or some shit.
And
stuff.
and the whistleblower, he was murdered.
Murdered, George.
They say it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head, but everybody said he was
from behind.
Yes.
I don't mean to make light of it.
From behind
I
to the top,
apologize.
from straight under his head like this.
I'm not making
But
light
the
of
point
it.
is, it was after his first day of testimony. He went, and the people, like witnesses, say he was drinking Coca-Cola. He wasn't drinking, and he was happy and good. And then he was found in his car, I believe, slumped over with a gunshot wound to the head for his before his second day testimony. And I guess the thing is like all those tests failed, and there's he has a video on TikTok. Speaking of which.
Yeah.
And it wasn't suppressed. He said that when he gave that test, he gave him back to the higher ups, the brass. They were pissed that it was so many, safety precautions. I
Yeah.
mean, so bad. And so what they did is they sent another crew without him, because that was his job for 30 years at Boeing. They sent another crew. They came back. They go, oh, they're praising. Oh, there's only 5% that got flagged. And he talked to the lady that did it, that did the investigation, that did the overview. God, I can't even say a sentence. And she said that she was pissed because they put her in this place on the fuselage of this. They let her examine this whole jet in 2 hours, where it's like I don't know what it is, but it's like a 2-day job. They gave her 2 hours to do it. That's why she only found 5%. And it's with a company called Spirit in North Carolina or something, Spirit Aerospace, Spirit Technologies. And they are the ones that are putting it together. And it's just, this guy was shot, and I'm never going to find a Boeing plane ever. Don't fly Boeing.
Well, you're going to have to go
737s only.
Go with it. Well,
737s.
Well, they're talking about the MAX 9.
They're talking about the 787.
Well, that was the Dreamliner, yeah. Right. In that particular case, I'm sorry.
And then, and a friend of mine, there was something that was by Al Jazeera, asking the people on the assembly line at Spirit Technologies, whatever it's called, would you fly on this plane? No. Like 90% of them say, I wouldn't fly on this plane. I wouldn't fly on this plane. People are smoking weed. People are doing drugs in the bathroom. There's no drug testing. It's just, I'm driving from here on out. I'm sorry, but that's just huge.
It is kind of big.
It's huge.
Well, because you're putting people's lives at risks.
Yeah, right here. Hang on. Here's the guy right here. Hang on.
Wait, I want to touch on something because we only got 10% battery power now. Because
how do you know it's 10%?
It says on the screen.
Where?
Right there. The big screen.
I'm looking at the big screen. 10% right under its low battery. Look at that.
Kind of right there. Is it, how do you pronounce the governor of New York's name? Hochul?
Hochul.
Hochul. Has...
no, you pronounce it devil.
Has deployed...
If she's not evil, who is?
So clever. Has deployed the National Guard into the subway system of New York. And it's like when...
Defund the police, but bring the National Guard.
When Tom Cotton published his op-ed 3 years ago or 4 years ago, good Lord, was it? Yeah, about deploying the National Guard to quell the rioting in all the major cities. Well, everybody mocked it. I mean, the Los Angeles Times editorial board was up in arms, or all the writers, whoever there, the staff was all up in arms and blah, blah, blah. And we got it, even though it was just like, look, these guys are destroying property, government property, businesses. They're making it unsafe for the public out there. The police can't handle it because you're defunding the police. So let's get the National Guard out there. And everyone said it was racist.
Enforce the law or change it.
Everyone said it was racist to bring out the National Guard. And now, because of their policies, she has to deploy the National Guard in the subway system of New York. And even after bag checking and everything, there was some incident that happened this morning. And they're checking bags. These kids, these 20-year-old kids in uniform are checking bags like...
Yeah, that's let's look through the law-abiding citizens to get. It's like, come on,
it's really something, and it's just like these policies that are instigated and.
So let's go back. How do you pronounce her name again?
I don't know.
Would you say devil now?
No.
It's her policies.
It's even the ex-governor Cuomo is like, what the hell are you doing? This is transit police situation. It's not a National Guard situation. These should be transit police understand the transit system and the subway system.
Well, they expressly did not let them arrest them while they were living on the trains. It's like, come on.
Well, dude, at the end of the day, it just comes down to like the policies.
New York, California, Michigan, Colorado.
The liberal policies in these cities and these states, the chickens are coming home to roost, and they're all like surprised. They're all like, what do you mean there's more crime just because we defunded the police and we're...
You really think that they understand that? You really think that they tie those two together? We talk about this every time. You guys, when are you going to start tying everything together? I wonder about my liberal friends if they think, is this policy caused by how I voted? I really don't think they do, and they're smart individuals.
Yeah, it's a cause and effect, dude.
I don't understand it.
That's who you keep shifting like you're getting up to go somewhere.
I am agitated.
I guess so, man. All right, I need some more coffee. I think we're good. I think we're good if we want to
check 10 minutes.
Want to cycle this and positive affirmation.
There it is. What's his name?
We love everybody, right?
You and your positive affirmation. Yeah, breathe strong, be healthy, care about yourself, love your neighbors,
Be kind to.
Be Christian.
Yeah, be Christian.
I'm a sinner, but I'm a Christian.
Yeah, but be. I don't know what I'm saying. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. Always.
Switch the shoes on all the stories you read. Huh?
Wear two different
Switch 'em.
pairs of shoes at the same time.
Different color.
A sandal and
Cross-matching socks.
to show my self.
No, but you said every time you read a news story, flip it and see if
Yeah.
it,
See if it holds up. See if it holds up.
when it's a persecution story. Let's
That's
go,
right.
Tim. Tim, stand behind.
Frankly, any story.
Right face. Whoop.
We're not.
Okay. We're not. We're not pilots.
We're not pilots.